Detroit, stand up. I don't know about you, but I'm already counting down the days until the season kicks off. The excitement is real because this blue and silver team is bringing a whole new energy. The confidence is sky high, the fans are fired up, and it feels like the best is still to come for our Lions. And listen, today I've got to talk to you about some important things happening behind the scenes. There's a lot going on, big decisions being made, players stepping up, and all of it could seriously impact the direction of our season. But before I break down all the details, you know the drill. Hit that like button if you're a true Lions fan. I love seeing this family grow. Whether you've been around through the toughest years or you just joined in with fresh hope, you all deserve massive respect. And if you can, drop this in the comments. One pride. We're coming back stronger than ever. Now let's get started with today's big news. Something big just happened in Detroit. And it's the kind of move that instantly shakes the locker room and leaves fans buzzing with questions. The Lions have made a bold decision, one that many of us suspected might be coming, but few believed would actually happen this soon. Quarterback Hendon Hooker has been released, and this isn't just another transaction. It's the end of an era that never really got off the ground. Drafted just a few years ago in the 3rd round, Hooker was once seen as a possible future piece for this franchise, but his preseason performance sealed his fate. Horrible is the word that keeps coming up to describe his showing, and if you watch the games, you know exactly why he's no longer wearing Honolulu blue. The regression from last year was clear. Where he once showed flashes of potential, this preseason was a collapse. A complete step backward, the kind that makes it impossible for coaches to justify keeping him around. Dan Campbell himself hinted at this moment, suggesting that maybe a change of scenery could be the best thing for Hooker's career, and now that door has been opened. But let's slow down and think about this. Just because Hooker couldn't find his rhythm in Detroit doesn't mean his story in the NFL is over. There's still a chance another team takes a flyer on him, maybe even sees something in him that just didn't click here. The Lions, at least for now, have decided not to bet on that possibility. They haven't even committed to bringing him back on the practice squad. That means it's a clean break, and the ball is in Hooker's court, or rather in the hands of any team willing to claim him. If someone does, he's straight onto their 53-man roster. If not, his future becomes uncertain, and we wait to see if another opportunity arises. It's a reminder of how quickly the NFL can change. One preseason, one bad stretch, and a career can swing in a whole new direction. Now, with Hooker gone, all eyes shift to the quarterback room. Kyle Allen looks to have locked down the
QB2 spot behind Jared Goff. And I'll be honest, he's earned it. At first, things didn't look great. His Hall of Fame game performance was rough, but since then, he's shown steady improvement. Accurate passes, smart decision-making, and even that beautiful touchdown throw to Tesla recently proved he has the touch and command needed in a backup. ESPN has floated the possibility that Detroit might explore another quarterback option, but honestly, the sense inside the building is confidence in Allen. He's impressed enough to make fans feel comfortable if he's the next man up. The Lions believe in him, and after what we've seen this preseason, it's hard not to. Hooker wasn't the only name to hit the cut list. Ian Kennelly, the local safety, also got released. That one stings a little for fans who hope the hometown product might crack the 53-man roster, especially after the injuries at the safety position earlier in camp. But his story isn't necessarily over. The practice squad feels like a strong possibility for him. Remember last year? Injuries forced practice squad players into real game action. Having a guy like Kennelly in reserve could still be valuable, particularly since after Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch, the safety group isn't overflowing with depth. It's a setback for him, but not the end. Then there's Tom Kennedy, and let's be honest, we've seen this before. Kennedy seems to have made a career out of bouncing between being released and finding his way back onto the practice squad. It's a cycle at this point, and Lions fans know what to expect. He's reliable depth, not a star, but always hanging around and ready when needed. His cut isn't shocking, it's just part of the annual rhythm. Anthony Pittman was another name that surfaced on the release list, reportedly one of the first cuts. His departure didn't carry the same weight as Hooker's, but it's another reminder of the constant churn of roster building this time of year. But let's not stop there, because the drama is far from over. The real intrigue lies in the looming decisions at running back. Craig Reynolds or Jacob Sailors? That's the battle everyone's watching. Reynolds has been the steady hand, the guy fans have rooted for time and again, and many still believe he's the one who sticks. But Sailors is making this tough. Deion Jackson is almost certainly out, which means the decision narrows to those two. Imagine the shockwaves if Reynolds were cut. We'll have our answer by tomorrow's deadline, and it's going to spark some serious debate no matter which way it goes. Fans are already drawing their lines in the sand, CR or JS. One of them won't make it, and we're about to find out who. And it's not just running back. Wide receiver depth is another storyline brewing. 3 names are hovering right on the edge, each making a strong case to stay. The problem? Keeping 7 receivers would be tough, maybe even impractical, but at the same time, every one of them has earned consideration. That's the kind of headache you want as a coaching staff, but it's still a headache. Same story on the offensive line, where decisions at tackle are looming. Expect some of those releases to drop soon, maybe even while this video is rolling. On the interior, there's a sense of how things will shake out. Kingsley Adwin likely locking in the backup center role, Miles Frazier sitting on the PUP list, and the rest filling in around them. Defensive line and tackle, though, that's where surprises could hit. Names like Brick Martin, Chris Smith, Keith Cooper, Miles Adams, all on the bubble. Cooper's camp has been solid, which could push him ahead, but nothing's certain. The linebackers bring their own drama. Every one of them deserves a spot, but the question is whether they squeeze in an extra man like Zach Cunningham. He's earned it, but roster math can be cruel. Same goes for the cornerbacks and safeties, where versatility adds a layer of complexity. A guy like Rock Ya-Sin can slide between corner and safety, which makes these final decisions trickier. Add to that the fact that Ian Kennelly's release already shifts the safety outlook, and you start to see how fluid the situation still is. Specialists? No surprises there. That group is locked and ready. And so here we are, staring at a roster that feels like it's only half written, with tough calls and possible surprises still ahead. Hooker's release might be the headline today, but the ripple effects are everywhere. What does it mean for the quarterback room? Who wins the running back duel? Do the Lions risk keeping 7 receivers? These aren't just roster moves. They're decisions that will shape the team fans cheer for every Sunday. The excitement, the frustration, the curiosity, it's all boiling over right now. And that's what makes this moment so captivating. Now I want to hear from you. What's your one-word reaction to Hendon Hooker being gone? Do you think the Lions made the right call, or should they have given him more time? And when it comes to that Reynolds versus Sailors decision, where do you stand? Drop CR if you're sticking with Reynolds, or JS if you think Sailors deserves the shot. This is your team, your voice matters, and this is the time to make it heard. Because this roster trim isn't just about who leaves, it's also about who stays and why. Every single cut opens up another layer of conversation, another ripple that fans and analysts will dissect all week long. And right now, the Detroit Lions are walking a fine line between loyalty to familiar names and the harsh reality of needing players who can deliver when it matters most. Hendon Hooker's release was the statement move, but the real story is the identity this team is shaping as it narrows down to 53. Let's go back to Kyle Allen for a moment, because his rise to QB2 says a lot about the Lions' philosophy. This isn't just about talent, it's about adaptability, resilience, and growth. After a rocky start in the Hall of Fame game, Allen could have folded under the pressure. Instead, he strung together performances that gradually got sharper and more confident. The touchdown throw to Tesla wasn't just a highlight, it was proof of why coaches trust him. His passes started hitting windows with precision, his timing looked crisp, and you could sense his command improving week by week. If you're